O'clock and the Wareham COA Board meeting has started. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. Can you hear me okay?
No.
Is that better?
Are you on?
Yep. Is that better? Yes. All right, perfect. All right, so I'm going to call the meeting to order officially at 10:02. And we're going to have a roll call by the clerk.
We're gonna what?
Say your name.
Elaine Lemoyne.
Melissa Coronin.
Marie Riley. Sharon Boyer. Sharon Frank.
Janet Wilson.
Lynn Wheatley Beaupre.
Excellent. Welcome, everyone. We're now going to have a moment of silence for the sick and departed. Excellent. The other individuals that are participating today are in the room. Would you like to introduce yourselves, please?
Yes, Carolyn McCool, Bonnie Gibbons from Oliver, and the other beach coordinator.
Excellent. Thank you.
It needs to be written down.
Yes. She's the clerk. Guests. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nicole, you want to introduce yourself? Thank you. All right, so next on the agenda, we're going to review minutes. We have 4 dates of service that we need to review. We'll start with the May 4th minutes. If anyone had time to take a moment to please read them, and if you have any edits or concerns.
Okay. I think all of us received those in the mail and had time to go over those. So I move that we accept the May minutes as written.
Second.
Second, okay, approved. May 4th is approved. The next one would be June 1st, 2023. We have a memorandum. Did anyone have any edits? And if not, may I have an emotion to approve?
I move to approve the minutes of the meeting that was canceled.
I seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
July 6th.
Next, we have July 6th minutes.
What the heck was this? June 30th. Oh. Not even on here. July 6th is on here. I move we accept the minutes of July 6th as read, as written. I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. August 3rd would be the last one, right?
And lastly, we have the minutes for August 3rd, 2023.
I wasn't here, I don't know. I move that we accept the minutes of the August 23rd, 2023 meeting as written.
What's the matter, Sharon?
Pardon me?
Oh, you're looking around like you're confused.
No, I thought Judy Riggle was coming to the meeting today. I'm just wondering where she is.
Judy Whiteside?
No,
Judy Riggle,
Daisy's mother.
Daisy's mom.
She told me downstairs that she'll be here next month.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Is she still an interested party?
Yes, she is.
Do I have a vote for second?
Second it.
Second. All in favor of the acceptance of the August 3rd, 2023 minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
Great.
Here, so I don't know.
Thank you, everyone. Next on the agenda is social media and Facebook. So the Board of Select has sent us a copy of the policy statement for social media, which was sent to everyone prior to this meeting. Did anyone have any questions or concerns after they reviewed this policy?
So this supersedes the one that we had, the one that you had done up.
Yeah, that one
Yeah.
was, so right now, this is the one that stands. And I guess the takeaway from this would be that when anyone is utilizing social media, we are utilizing it in the capacity of our individual person, not necessarily for the COA.
Right.
And that point just wanted to be driven home to us.
Okay.
As of right now, for the COA Facebook, Sharon Rice, myself, and Nicole have authority to post and to comment and to do that type of nature. And as of right now, we have no intention of expanding that. We're going to keep it close just because we need to make sure that we align with.
Yep.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly. All right, so social media policy is done. Unfortunately, Sharon Rice was unable to join us today, so the director's report will have to be deferred until next meeting. All right, and then next up on our agenda, we have board members' applications. As everyone is aware, we made the recommendation to the Board of Select for Jim Manise to be appointed on. Unfortunately, they did not appoint him to our board. He was appointed to a different board within the town. We do not have any, our responsibility is to make the recommendation, but in the end, it's the Board of Select that makes that determination. So, Jim, I just wanted to let you know, we do appreciate all your help, and I understand that you're continuing to volunteer and you're an active participant within the COA, just not as the board. Thank you.
We're happy to see you.
Yes. So, with that said, currently we have 7 members of the board, but Marie is stepping down. So, as of very soon, we will have 6. So that leaves us right now 3 seats open. We do have 3 applicants that have applied, and those individuals have been regularly attending our board meetings. But before I start there was discussion a month or 2 back about potentially reducing the board size from 9 to 7. And I'm going to ask the board what they would like to do with that. Would you like to stay at 9? Would we entertain lowering our threshold to 7?
Stay at 9, please.
9?
9.
9?
What happened to the request? We were gonna send a letter?
We did.
The letter was sent, and it remains at 9 right now.
Yeah, I
I
vote.
want to keep 9.
So everyone that wants to stay at 9, please raise your hand. Okay. Can I have a vote for that, please?
Could we, a motion to have a voice vote on 9 members for the COA board?
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So as our board, we will stay at 9 members.
And we have to do that verbally. Okay.
So are we good?
We have to all verbally, by name.
Okay.
Yes.
Elaine Lemoyne, I want to stay at 9.
Melissa Curran, I vote to stay at 9.
Marie Riley, I vote to stay at 9.
Sharon Boyer, I vote to remain at 9.
Sharon Frank, I remain at 9.
Janet Wilson, I want to remain at 9 seats.
Lynn Wheatley Beaupre, remain at 9.
Thank you. So that was unanimous. All right, so applicants for board members. Currently on the docket, we have 3. We have Mr. Smith, and he applied back on March 2nd. He has been in attendance for the last, I believe, 3. He's not in attendance today, but my understanding is he still would like to be a board member. He's up for consideration.
Okay.
The next individual submitted the application on May 4th. That is Carolyn McClure. And do I understand correctly, that Carolyn, that you would still like to be considered as a member of the board? And then we have the last individual that's applying. The submission was submitted on June 26th of this past year, and that's for Judy Jensen Riggle. I understand that she could not attend today. She has been in attendance in previous meetings. And I understand that she too would like to be considered a board member.
Can I ask, are these members interested in being full-time board members or associates? Because we do have those, we do still have 2 associate positions available in addition to the 9. So that the members would have the option of choosing an associate member or a full-time member. Okay.
It's my understanding that all 3 would like full membership.
Right, we're not giving them that option.
Not allowing
No,
it.
we're
Okay.
just, never mind, we're not giving them that option.
All righty.
If you're on, you're on.
I'm sorry. We have, is it 7 members and then 2 non-voting that equals the 9?
Yes.
No, it's 9 full members plus,
Plus 2
Plus two.
associates.
yeah,
Thank you for the clarification.
yeah.
Okay, so
To get the 9 filled first. And then if we have somebody who's dying to get on the board, we'll bring them on as an associate.
Okay. So
These 2 ladies.
so based upon that, let's start with Mr. Smith, because his application was received first. Okay.
In there. Do we need a recommendation? I recommend that we, what? Appoint, we don't appoint, what do we do, recommend?
We recommend,
Yeah,
we'll
that
be,
I recommend William Smith be invited to be on our board as a full-time member.
as a full-time voting member.
Full-time voting member.
Okay.
I second that.
You second that? Anyone disagree? Anyone dissent? No? All in favor of voting?
Aye.
Aye. So I will send a recommendation to the Board of Select for Mr. Smith to be a full voting member of the board. Okay, next individual would be Miss Carolyn McClure. Again, her application was submitted on May 4th. Do I have?
Just want to do it?
And Carolyn is here.
And
Carolyn's in here.
Go ahead and recommend.
And Carolyn, you would like to be a full voting member of the board, correct?
Within me.
Okay.
I
Thank you.
recommend that we accept Carolyn's.
I second it.
As a full member? Anyone dissent? All in favor? Aye. I will send a recommendation, Carolyn, to the Board of Select as a full-time voting member. And that would leave one non-voting member seat left, correct?
No,
what
because,
about
no,
Judy?
because my seat is going to be available as of next month.
Judy.
So next month,
Getting there.
Oh,
there would be another seat
There'll
available.
be a seat because,
Last meeting, Ms. Whiteside said 7 voting and 2 non-voting.
right,
Right, so that,
Oh,
they don't have the authority to
they don't
do
have the
that.
authority to do that.
We're
I
still,
believe-
we're
I-
still
I
at
believe they-
9 and 11. They don't have that authority.
9 plus 2 non-voting.
I believe that's what they told you, Missy?
yeah.
I thought we already got that clarified. They can't do that.
yeah,
It was brought up.
yeah.
Yeah, they can't arbitrarily, our bylaws say 9. The select board cannot arbitrarily say, okay, you're gonna be 7. So we are still at 9 and 2.
That's what it says here in the bylaws, the rules and regulations of the Council of Aging.
Say what?
9 members.
Read it, Missy.
Currently, I have an edited version that has not been presented to
You have to
the
go with the
state.
unedited on
Right.
that because it
So
has
the
not been
board,
accepted.
it says, the board shall consist of 11 members
Right.
who shall be residents and voters of the town of Wareham, 4 members, for 3 years, 4 years, et cetera. Members of the board shall serve without pay.
Okay, here we go. What's the date on that,
It's
Missy?
old.
That's the old
This
one.
one dates back to the last revision, March of 2007.
Yes, and that was revised to 9. And there is a revised version that says 9. We've been around on this a million times. They won't get rid of that one that says 11. Jim Eunice and I had long discussions about this a few years ago. It has been revised to 9 voting members. I don't think it says anything on there about associate members because at that time, Judy Whiteside told us we couldn't have associate members, which has proven to be not the case.
Okay.
But we are 9 voting members. So if Marie drops, which is today, we have 3 openings
3 openings next month.
for
And that would allow Judy
that would
Jiggle
Judy to be
to bring a full-time.
a full-time voting
If-
member.
Yeah, if that's her choice.
Somebody recommend that we,
Second.
okay.
So we have a recommendation, we have a second. Anyone dissent? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, I will send those 3 off
11.
by Monday.
I don't know if, I don't know technically if with me resigning as of to the end of the meeting today, if you were able to put another person in my place now, or if you'd have to wait till next month. So I don't know what the technicality of that is. It might just technically be.
Only a recommendation.
Right.
You're voting on a recommendation.
Yeah, and it's going to be a couple of weeks before they get.
They
around
even get to it,
anyway.
so they won't be, so they won't be members till October 1st anyway, so.
Correct.
Okay.
And then,
I just don't want to muddy it up at all,
You'll be-
because
yeah.
it already has been.
Yeah, Marie, you'll be well off before they actually get around to appointing. They won't appoint for a couple more weeks in order to get it on the agenda, so you'll be well off
Yep, okay,
before
yeah.
that.
I'm just, I'm just wondering if
Yeah, right.
that just technicalities.
I know, now
And
that
I'll also-
everybody's making us follow the rules, it makes it difficult.
I know,
And did you sign your resignation?
it's signed.
She
I-
signed
2 of
it
them.
in every-
One for Judy, who's not here, and one for, this is going over the selectman's office as I leave
Yeah,
here.
it's written down somewhere. I got it at home somewhere.
We're done.
Makes me-
all right, and what I'll do is in my cover letter to the board, I will make that point
Make that
known.
point, just so it doesn't, yeah,
Yeah.
Somebody doesn't.
yeah, yeah,
Damn,
yeah.
11 thing.
All right, so that concludes the board members' votes. Item 7, so now we're back down to item agenda on 8. That's Friends of the Wareham COA. So I believe, Carolyn, you would like to discuss with the board some of your thoughts about potentially starting a what is it, a nonprofit organization called the Friends of Wareham COA. Would you like to come up?
She can deal with Muriel, not me. It makes more sense. I think the advocates.
I'm Carolyn McClure. When I was here last month, I talked with Missy about, is there a possibility that we could do this? And I've also talked to Sharon about it. And since then, I have talked to Sharon Frank and Muriel, and I have joined the Advocates for Wareham Seniors. So at this point, I'd like to table this for 6 months, because I'm going to work with the advocates, because they seem like they're ready to expand and to do more. And ideally, if they do what the Friends of the COA would do, there is no sense of having two of the same organizations, because all we'll be doing is jockeying for membership and so forth. So when I did talk at the board meeting for the advocates, they're going to start off with doing a registration drive. And we're going to go from there and plan fundraisers and see what we can do for the COA.
Oh, that's
Okay?
nice.
So there's no sense, as I say, there's no sense of doing two things
Yeah.
that do the same thing. And I think Sharon and Muriel are going to really move this ahead, and we're going to get hopefully some new members and stuff. And we'll send you all an application for membership.
Right.
Thank you.
We have been a source of funds for the COA right along.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've been paying a number of things, most notably that you people would recognize is the postage for the Beacon. Up until like this last month, we've been paying the postage for that mailing, well, since 2016 or since whenever the advocates were formed. The money comes from the yoga that's done on Saturday mornings. That money comes in from yoga to the advocates. And then we donate whatever's necessary every month to COA for that mailing. And we've also provided food cards right along that have gone to the office for people coming in who need extra food. And we've done other things as well. But we've been a source of money for the COA.
Okay.
Not as openly probably as a Friends of the would be. There's a kind of a division between what we do and what the Friends are totally committed to the COA. That's what they do. Whereas the advocates are not. We can do other things and then provide or donate to the COA as they need.
Yeah.
So it's a toss-up, but I like Carolyn's ideas. Give us 6 months to really get up and running. We haven't done a lot about it because of my position here, and now we can.
Right.
So give us 6 months.
Okay.
And let's see where we are at that point. If the division's getting wider, then maybe you need to start a Friends of the COA. I understand that the Friends of the Elderly is closing. We finally heard back from them.
Okay.
In fact, I typed the fastest memo on record because I had the information in my computer to type a letter to the treasurer. Because we'd already heard from one of the officers. So now I'm going to go to the treasurer, right? And before I could even type the letter, Sharon Rice emailed me and said, "Don't send the letter, the guy just called me." And I said, "Man, that's the fastest response I've ever had to one of my letters in the whole world." But anyway, we have an idea. They are going to close.
All right.
So this will eliminate some more confusion.
Yep.
Because people didn't know who they were compared to us. So hopefully that confusion will be gone. I think any money that they have will come into us, but it'll come into like Kelly's area, because it has to be social services to social services.
Right.
We won't have it as operating money.
Right.
But that will eliminate a lot of the Friends of the confusion.
Right. And we talked at the August meeting. We're having a meeting in September. We talked about establishing a calendar with different fundraisers during the month and then maybe one giant fundraiser during the year. So we'll see where it goes.
Excellent. That's exciting.
The upside is
exciting.
the COA is attracting so many more people than we have ever seen. There's so many activities. I got to give so much credit to Sharon Rice and Melissa and Kelly because they're just doing so much and they're bringing more people in. So we do need to have this. We do need to have this other source that we can let these people know. I think getting all of our activities that are attracting a lot of people, we really need to have you people let them know that you're here. And this is something that they can kind of help out a little bit and make sure that we're going to be able to do more of these activities.
We're also getting people from other towns. I teach a card making class here once a month.
Yep.
And I have people who come from Bourne. I had people from Freetown in the last class, and I had a couple people from Marion. So, people they're here, they're looking and seeing, picking up the beacon, for example, at Shaw's or one of the supermarkets, and they see everything that's going on. So it's getting busier and busier here, which is a nice thing.
I've been hearing that the Bourne COA was the place to go for the longest time, and now they're saying people are telling me nothing's going on at Bourne. They don't have anything at Bourne.
They also
and what they do have is extremely expensive. And that is not what is happening here. So we need to let everybody that's coming know that there are these organizations that need a little bit of assistance, or at least we need to shine a light on them when people are getting on the buses to go to all these wonderful functions that we have. I'd like to have someone from your organization meeting the bus in the morning and saying, gee, just before you go, I just want to say that you have the opportunity to come work with us or pay attention when we're having a fundraiser, just to let people know that that's going to be happening, because you're kind of in the shadows.
When did you say you were leaving?
Because I'm moving.
That's no excuse. You can fly back and forth.
How many activities can we get her handing out the brochures at before she leaves?
Exactly.
You don't even have to have a brochure. Just let them know and give them a card with a phone number on it. Just say, I have these cards if you'd like to see. Just to be there for all of these events and let people know. And we have some very interesting and interested people. So,
Well, I know Sharon has already spoken about joining the advocates in one of the classes she attended, because I had some people who came up. I work in the office on Monday afternoons. I had some people come up and they said, what, do we have to join now? And I explained the whole thing. Well, do we have to do anything? I said, no, you just have to pay $10. Oh, we can do that.
there you go.
So,
there you go.
From the exercise class?
yes,
Or did they?
yes,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
But I mean,
So,
we've got a captive group so many times. I mean, we have 40 people coming to do yoga once a week.
That's wonderful.
See, if we get
that's
half
amazing.
of those people to join the advocates, that's it, at $10 a piece, that's $200. So I'm going to work with Sharon and Muriel, and we see if we can set up
And those
a
are
schedule of
food
who's going to
cards for
what
people
classes.
that are in trouble.
Print the brochures. We do have some running
Yeah.
expenses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Are we going to be allowed to have a table in the lobby at the Elks? We've got two big activities coming up.
I just heard there are 120 people coming to our cookout at the Elks.
On the 18th of
And
September.
people are begging for tickets
Right.
because they're not selling anymore.
Are we going to be allowed, we need to, if.
You need to find that
We
out.
need to have a table in the lobby, because the way they're building.
They have a
it
big
set
lobby,
up,
they have a nice lobby.
They have a big lobby, it's ideal place to do this.
Exactly.
So we need to.
120 people, most of whom probably don't come to the COA, or a majority don't come into the building.
Do, and I
But
don't know.
that's something I think you need to invest in, is getting a small little,
I guess.
something small with a blurb on it that you can hand out all over the place,
Yeah, we do.
because we've got captive audiences.
Marie, have you seen the flyer that they have?
I have one, yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's really, really well done.
yeah, it is.
My question is, how do we find out if we're allowed to do this?
I think
I guess Sharon Rice would be.
Sharon Rice would have to call the Elks and see if,
It's not the Elks, it's
Well, it's the Elks that we're taking their space in their building.
I bet you could talk to Melissa, since she's in charge of programs. She probably has, at least if Sharon can't get a hold of them, Melissa might know who to call.
Well, Melissa's not here either now.
Vacation this
I'll
week.
check.
Okay, all week or next week? This week
Till
On
Tuesday.
vacation this week. I don't know what that entails.
I heard she won't be back till Tuesday.
till next Tuesday. Okay, till next Tuesday.
All right, I will check with somebody
That's plenty of time.
whether or not we're going to be allowed
Yep.
to have a table, but this is advocate stuff. We shouldn't
Yep.
be taking up time.
Right.
now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so and if we can put it back 6 months from now, put it back on the agenda, and we'll see where we are.
We'll see where we
You got it.
Okay, thank you
Will
very
do.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carolyn.
All right, so that brings us to COA logo. So what we've been doing is we've been downloading a picture through various public resources, if you will, to kind of use as a logo. And I guess we've been doing this for a few years now. There is talk that we would like to develop our own logo for the Wareham COA. And I would like to bring that forth today to kind of have a discussion on what individuals may think, or put it out there right now to maybe think about what we would like to potentially have as a logo, and then come back at next meeting with the ideas and really hash it out. You know, from my perspective, when I was rebranding a long-term care facility, we had many hours of discussion on how do we want to present ourselves and why, and what we ended up choosing represented not only our missions and our values, but it was a figure that we believed was the organization. So having that in the back of our minds, you know, we are this Wareham Council of Aging, you know, what image can we put forth, or what do we want that shows who we are? We're strong, we're supportive, we're stable. You know, we can come up with all of these adjectives that describe us.
We're friendly.
And friendly, and exactly.
Welcoming, yeah, welcoming's big.
Do we have to have on there somewhere Town of Wareham, since we are an agency of the Town of Wareham?
I would have to get clarification from
I would
Judy
imagine.
Whiteside to make
How
sure.
far can we go, but make sure that we incorporate someplace?
I wouldn't think we'd have to have the seal or anything, just the Wareham,
Yeah, right, but
the
just-
Wareham
just the
Council on
fact
Aging,
that
that's all.
That's
Yeah.
my
Not
question.
Wareham.
What is the logo right now? Elaine has one on a shirt that we,
That's the town.
that's the same
town.
as that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
And what
here it
is
is up
this
here.
that we've been using on Facebook and this? This was just.
It was what was given to me, yeah.
Yep.
So what's our official logo?
Well, this
I would
is the.
say
I would say the shirt.
That
But
one.
that just says Town of Wareham.
Correct.
This says Council on Aging.
And
So,
it needs this
so now
council.
we need to develop, that's the town's logo for, you know, whatever. But now we need to come up with something that represents us, the Wareham COA.
Okay.
So, you know, I'll check with Ms. Whiteside to see, you know, I'm sure that we're probably gonna have to incorporate, you know, the town of Wareham or Wareham Council of Aging, a name. But
Yeah.
besides that, we should come up with a logo or some image that we want that portrays who we are and what we do for our seniors.
Okay, who's creative and artistic in our group?
I have a question. The COA logo that we have now has the letters, just COA in the middle, and has those little flags. You know those little flags I'm talking about? The little triangle?
That cross?
Well, if each one of those flags had like seniors, welcoming, friendly, they would have the words with the logo in the middle.
What one do we have?
Do you know what I'm
now?
saying?
Is it, are you talking about what's
I'm talking
on the
about
top?
this.
Oh,
See how it
top of
has
the-
Which is
the,
on
see how it has the little
Yes.
tails?
Yeah.
And each one could have, you know,
Could represent a value.
yes.
Yes.
It's just an idea.
Yeah,
suggestion,
it looks like,
Sharon.
yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
each of these?
It's suggestions.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just a second.
Yeah, I like that.
How many of them are there? Oh, we could,
I mean, we could obviously incorporate several.
You could, or you could do every
Any
other.
seniors aren't gonna be able to read
Nine.
all of those.
There's
It's
9
gonna
of
be
them.
super tiny. It's gonna be
Yeah,
tough.
there's 9 spots.
So what I would
It's just a
ask,
thought.
Yeah.
this isn't something we need to
Not to
jump
shoot you down,
to.
but that's, it's hard to read.
Yeah, over the course of the next few weeks until next board meeting, if we can all just come, think about what the COA means to us, think about adjectives, and think about how you would want to portray it. And then let's bring it back to the table and have that discussion.
Okay.
Yeah, because that can always, you can always incorporate it into the beacon.
Yep.
Whatever new one we comes up with will supplant what's here. It's not we have to use this to supplant whatever.
Correct.
It'll be on here as well.
Volunteers working.
Yeah. I think it'll give us a new identity now that we have a new director and we're moving towards, we're getting that recognition. People are recognizing us. And I think it'll just bring everything together. Any other thoughts on the COA logo before we move on?
Is it a tagline we're looking for, or just adjectives to express how we are?
A picture.
Either
You
way,
can do a tagline.
Okay,
Either way.
I'm just asking.
Yeah,
Yes.
either.
So that,
Yeah.
Give us a new picture.
Yeah.
A new face of.
really, could be a montage of pictures if it can be just about anything.
Yeah, the advocates did that.
All right, so we'll move on. We'll
don't know.
consider that topic closed. And last on our agenda today is citizens' participation. Does anyone have anything to say or like to? Sure. Yes.
Identify yourself.
Get all set up here. So my name is Jim Manise. I'm a resident of the town. So you have a logo
yes.
Right.
That's what I was talking about.
showing the colors of the rainbow, inclusiveness. So you're working around that?
We
I
might,
mean,
Maybe
we may.
Use it
It's
or we
open
might-
for
come
discussion.
up with something different.
Right now, my understanding is that logo was taken either from like the Mass Council on Aging, the various photos that they have. I'm not sure where it was derived.
did Bob Scott create that for the council?
Who's Bob
Robert Scott? He's a local artist in town.
No, that actually
We don't
came
know.
off the Facebook. General logos, that's where that came from.
Thank you. And you were talking about, again, the board and its composition. I don't know if you were here last time, Melissa. So as the board was created under town meeting, it can only be changed through town meeting. So the town meeting bylaws do state under, I think we've gone over this before, just Division 1, Article 4. Policies, blah, 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 blah. Section 10. Council on Aging with 9 citizens, composed of 9 citizens appointed by the board for 4 years, approved by the Attorney General.
What's the date on that, Jim?
This is the latest bylaws on
What's
town,
the- what's
on
the
the
date?
town website. And that would be, let me do it this way, maybe it's quicker. 20 town bylaws, 2023.
Oh, okay.
So they just carry over
They carry over.
everything that was the same, and if there's any changes,
Okay,
those
but-
are incorporated.
But we don't know when the change was made.
Oh, that was 2010. I'd have to, I don't know. if
Yeah, that's what I want
Ages
Missy
ago.
to be able to write on the one that you have that says 11. I'd like you to be able to write on there,
Yeah.
amended to 9 on such and such a date. So we
Right.
don't go through this every single
Yeah.
time. And we do, every time.
Right. Okay, it was, the Board of Selectmen may appoint 2 associate members. Article 85 of October 25th, 2010 town meeting,
Okay,
approved by the Attorney General on March 10th, 2011.
okay. And we knew that we needed to have state approval because, yeah,
Okay, thank you.
perfect.
Bylaws.
Thank you so much.
You.
That's,
Jim, that's why we needed you here.
Well, thank you. But, and also, myself and others were at the advocates meeting last month, had a nice meeting. And thank you, and I think we're planning on meeting again this month.
The 15th.
And it was nice that you were able to reach out to the Friends of Wareham's Elderly. And I was sitting back there, I looked up their articles, organizations and stuff, and I think it would be a nice fit if it could be kind of, however they decide to close their program, if they do wind down, that, you know, it'd be
I
fitting that.
wrote a letter to the two ladies, and one of them did respond. And then the gentleman responded as well, and they want to close. I've
Good.
already talked with Sharon Rice about just closing their organization, going out of business.
Yeah, and I think the state requires it to be, the
Oh,
funds that
yeah,
are left to
there's
be
all kinds of
distributed to
stuff they
another
would have to do.
501c3
Yeah.
corporation.
Yeah, they have to do legal stuff,
Yeah,
but they were
Well, that's
talking
good.
with Sharon about where the money would go. And as I say, it has to come into social services, because it's got to be equal money.
yeah.
Would-
I
would-
would look up their, well, if you go to the Secretary of State's website, which I'm sure you're familiar with,
Yeah,
you look up
yeah.
the organizations,
Yeah.
yours or anybody else's, you can see what their mission was in
Right.
the organization and what the funds could be expended for or used for. I think it's a pretty good fit.
As far as I've heard in the past, they would donate money to the COA to give to people that needed to buy.
No, they were totally
Well, they
separate.
would buy it for them? They would buy refrigerators for people?
They were totally separate from everybody.
Oh, okay.
They were their own organization. If somebody needed something,
Yeah.
they would call the Friends of the Elderly, and they would take care of it. If the refrigerator broke, they would, and the people said, I got so-and-so that'll come in and fix it. The elderly would send the check to the repair people.
Oh, okay. So it didn't go through here?
Individual.
Okay.
Right.
If they needed groceries at the end of the month, then the money went to purchase a gift card for their, the money didn't go to the individual, it went to the supplier.
Yep.
And you could only do it once a year. I mean, it was this big thing.
Yep.
A lot of checks and balances, a lot of paperwork, and it's been there since 1975. I mean, this was not a whim thing. This was an organization that was well-funded. They used to do membership drives and donation drives in the front of like the old 99 restaurant. Paula would be there handing out information
Oh, yeah.
because people came in to eat.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very, very active. And the gal that was president became ill, couldn't do it. The new one came in, and she was mostly, I think, concerned with running the bingo every week.
Yeah.
And she wasn't physically able to do the
do
get
that.
out and about.
Heavy
And then
stuff.
COVID pretty much just,
So Jim, you're saying that can only go to a 501c3 that does the same thing?
Yeah, or something similar. That's how I read it, and you
Okay.
can look at their.
So that couldn't go to
organization.
Kelly.
think that
That
they-
couldn't go to Kelly, but it could go to the
it has to
the
be,
advocates.
it has to be something, oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, that could go to 501c3
Can't,
advocates.
because we don't do that.
Anyhow,
Yeah,
all I
interesting.
have to say.
Thank you. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
We don't have any. We're not getting into-
To make things more confusing. But that's their problem.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the advocates are not tracking that kind of thing.
Okay, okay.
Unless you want to come work for us full-time.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not going to be here, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I-
could do it.
Listen, you keep trying to get me to stay here, and I can't.
We can email
I just
it to you.
can't.
All right, so
You can pay my taxes. You
In
wanna
case you
do
get bored in Florida.
based upon that, we have concluded our agenda for today. Any last minute thoughts or comments?
I just want to say I've enjoyed my time here a whole lot, and I absolutely did intend to stay forever. I really enjoy it. I really think we're doing some really good things here, and I just you know, I've just gotten to the point that I just can't stay in this state, you know, so I
But
just
when you're
can't
back
stay
up,
here.
you
It's
can still
just-
volunteer.
But I will be back, I will be back in May, and I will be here
We will
through
have
the
the-
summer, and
Have the jobs lined up.
I bet you
for-
will, I bet you will, yep. And Sharon, I will be here to cut cake all summer.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Yeah. Just because she's leaving town doesn't mean we're letting her off.
There you go, I'm not gonna be let off the hook at all. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. And I can find you on Facebook all the time and on
Thank you for your
Zoom.
work.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
appreciate
Thank
your
you.
time.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
appreciate I appreciate all of the wonderful people I've met and you know, found new friends here on the board, and yeah, it's just been awesome.
Nice.
And I'm sad to go. You know, it's
Bittersweet.
hard. It's really hard. It is bittersweet. So
It's bittersweet.
But I hear Florida's
On
really
that note, may I have a motion to conclude?
I move we adjourn the meeting.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is officially concluded at 10:47.
Great.